Hello and welcome back to the ECS 7th grade Animal Symposium. It's Wednesday, April 10th, and we got a fabulous show for you today. We're going to start things off with a very cool looking animal. She's going to tell us a lot more. The porcupine, Miss Abby Bosch.
My name is Abby Bosch, and I did my PowerPoint presentation on Okay, so today we're going to learn about the classification, physical characteristic differences, distribution, conservation status, habitat, longevity and mortality, seasonal patterns, reproduction and parental care, diet, predators, human relationships, and fun facts. Okay, so the classification of the porcupine. The kingdom is Animalia, the phylum is Chordata, the class is Neomalia, the order is Rodentia, family is Erythonzonidae, genus is Erythonzoa, species is Erythonzoa dorsata, and scientific name is Erythonzoa dorsata. The physical characteristics. It has a round body and short but strong legs, and its fur is either black and white or brown and yellow. Porcupines have as many as 30,000 quills, and each quill has a barbed tip. And this is a microscopic picture of a quill. And so these are the tips, and they act like a hook once they go into the animal, so they're really hard to remove. Porcupines have sharp claws for digging burrows, and they have bright orange teeth, which is kind of different from most animals. So the only differences really between the male and female porcupine was that the male weighs 15 to 18 pounds, and the female weighs about 13 to 16 pounds. So I didn't find a map. I couldn't find a map of the porcupine, so I used this graph. So they live in like Africa and stuff, and then the IUCN Red List said that the status was least concern and the population was stable. But I also found that two types are threatened, and there's no exact number of porcupines in the world. Like no one really knows. So. Okay, so the habitat. There's two different types of porcupines, the New World and the Old World. And the New World porcupines, they live in forests, but one species lives in the desert. Like these are porcupines live in the desert. And then the Old World porcupine dwells in rocky areas, savannas, islands, mountains, croplands. And like the New World porcupine, it also lives in forests and the deserts. And then they live in dens, hollow logs, burrows, or trees. And that's savannas. Mortality and longevity. So the mortality, the porcupine is not that endangered because of its most famous defensive system, which is its quills. But like all animals, they do have predators. And then longevity, in the wild, porcupines live to be about 15 years old, but they don't really know how long in captivity. So seasonal patterns. The porcupine does not hibernate, but it does. But it is nocturnal. And the only changes the porcupine really has is adapting to different foods, mating time, and then reproduction. So then January, February, and November and December, it's their winter diet. And March, April, and May, they have their babies. In June, July, it's the summer diet. And then August, September, October, it's mating season. So reproduction and parental care. The 7 months after mating, the female gives birth to a single baby, and then the mother stays with its baby for 4 to 6 months, and the dad is actually like, he's around, but he's never seen by both of them. Porcupine babies are called porcupets, and when they're born, they look like pups with their eyes open. the diet. The porcupine is a herbivore, and they eat about 1 pound of plant life a day, and they can't go more than 2 days without eating. This is their spring meal and winter meal. So in the spring, they eat leaves, grass, roots, berries, stems, seeds, flowers, and nuts. And then in the winter, they eat twigs, pine needles, cambium, and branches. And this is a picture of cambium. It's like part of the tree. Porcupines love salt, and it's actually very good for them too. And this includes eating water lilies and licking objects touched by humans that absorb the natural salt in the human skin. Porcupines need sodium so that their bodies will function properly. And then predators. Porcupines' biggest threats are actually humans and big cats. And then fishers, coyotes, foxes, great horned owls, and wolves are other predators. And that's a fisher. Human relationships. So the porcupine, like I said earlier, they really like salt. And humans, this is porcupine licking the window from humans. And then some humans, they put out salt blocks for porcupines, which is kind of cool. And then porcupine quills are used as artwork. So that's a picture of some of the art that's used for. And then interesting facts. It is a myth that porcupines can shoot their quills. What they actually do is they shake their body, which loosens some quills, and then when the animal comes near, they slap their tail on the animal and quills get attached. And then another interesting fact about the quills is the porcupine's skin gives off a fatty substance that goes on the quills, and it contains a chemical that kills bacteria. So they're like, yeah. So when the porcupine falls out of a tree and like one of the quills hits the porcupine, then it doesn't kill itself. This is my works cited. And then any questions? Yes.
So what other animals are the porcupine most closely related to?
Like other rodents, really. Like, since they have spikes.
Like mice or, okay. And then what kind of mating system does the animal use?
They fight for mate.
Oh, they do? Nice. So the males are the ones that are fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. And how do they fight? With their quills? Or?
They scream and then they bite each other in the face if there's no quills in the face. And then they slap their tails, which that's cool.
And then how old are they when they can mate and become reproductive?
So the female is 12 to 18 months old, and the male is 2 years old.
Cool.
Ashley?
Do you know how long each tail is?
Yeah, they're 13.2 inches long. So, yeah.
Do you know if they have like a speed, like do they run or are they usually just a slower animal?
I don't think they run very much because they like have their quills as defense, and they're usually in trees, so or on the ground, and they're curved. Yes, Tristan?
Do the different kinds of porcupines have different features?
Not really. They just have like different colors, and like their bodies are shaped differently. Yeah.
And then, so how big a threat were those predators to the conservation of the animal?
I couldn't find that very much, but a lot of them said that the predators weren't very that big of a deal to the porcupine because of their quills.
Yeah. And then, do humans' interactions impact their conservation at all?
I don't know.
Okay.